Peace and stability induces economic development, and the Pacific Rim has been the scene of sustained and unprecedented growth over the last couple of decades. Hence, ASEAN is close to crafting an agreement to jointly declare all 10 territories of its member nations as a nuclear weapon-free zone to preserve such coveted status quo. PTV's correspondent Eunice Samonte tells us more on the ongoing discussions on the issue in this report.
Other than the diplomatic affairs discussions, the leaders and representatives of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, also gave emphasis to the one and most talked about topics in the region, involving nuclear weapons and testing. Earlier this afternoon, ASEAN leaders, headed by Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano, conducted a meeting to review the progress of the implementation of the Plan of Action to strengthen the implementation of the Southeast Asian Nuclear Weapon Free Zone Treaty 2013 to 2017 and consider proposals on what to do with the Plan of Action, which will expire at the end of 2017. They also discussed the way forward on the accession of the nuclear weapon states to the protocol of the CNWFC Treaty. This treaty zones includes the territory and the exclusive economic zones, or the EEZ, of the 10 member states. Under this treaty, the 10 member states also has an obligation not to join and not to develop, manufacture, or have control over the nuclear weapons. The ASEAN member states are also advised here not to take any action or to assist or encourage the manufacture or acquisition of any other nuclear explosive device by any state, and not to provide source or special fissionable materials or equipment to any non-nuclear weapon state. It can be recalled that in 1971, the idea of the Southeast Asian Nuclear Weapon Free Zone Treaty was conceived by the original 5 members of the ASEAN after signing the draft for the Zone of Peace, Freedom and Neutrality, or ZOPFAN, which serves as the backbone of this Nuclear Weapon Free Zone Treaty. Meanwhile, Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano led the discussions with the delegates.
And I am personally very happy to finally meet all of you in my capacity as Secretary of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines. We as a group have an opportunity to learn from the exchange. We have an opportunity to learn from the exchange of ideas of how we can further enhance our cooperation in implementing the Southeast Asian Nuclear Weapon Free Zone Treaty. This is especially important as we remember that peace and stability in the region leads to progress and development for all.
It can be recalled that on 26 and 29 of April this year, when the Philippines hosted the 30th ASEAN Summit, the chairman's statement reiterated the ASEAN member states' commitment to preserving Southeast Asia as a region free of nuclear and other weapons of mass destruction. Eunice Samonte for The Nation.